In a dark cave deep within the earth, the masked man who failed to destroy Konoha sits in a bad way, recovering from his injuries against the fourth Hokage. And as he sits there in his failure, he understands that not only has his hand has been revealed, meaning they kind of know who or what he is, he can't leave unsealed areas just in case the Hokage gets to him and gets him first. And so, as he sits lying there in pain, desperately thinking, a vision occurs to him. He needs to build a team. Not only that, he needs to work much more in the secrets, much more hidden. And so as he lays there looking up, a darker and uncertain future is about to begin. Hey guys, I'm Dr. Ko here and welcome back to my channel. And today I'm going to be doing a continuation to the what if I did yesterday, and that is, what if the Nine Tails attacked failed, part 2. I hope you guys enjoy. Please, if you guys can, 50 likes for the video, guys, and massively smash it if you guys can get that big ass goal. I'll make another part tomorrow, okay guys? And I hope you guys are ready for my new videos that eventually come out. It'll be surprising you, so I hope you guys enjoy. But without further ado, guys, let's get into this new what if, and that is, what if the Nine Tails attack failed, part 2. Now let's begin. So we last left off, guys. Team 7 was preparing themselves to enter into the Forest of Death, and before Naruto went in, he felt this ominous feeling from a person in the back. That person, as we know, is Orochimaru. So from there, let's begin part 2. So as Team 7 enters into the forest, they make sure that they maintain a sense of unity and a sense of better teamwork, and as they discuss stuff, they all understand that they need to do things. Sasuke wants to prove himself to be strong, more powerful than Naruto is, and not only that, he wants to, well, make it look good in his father's eyes, I guess. Sakura herself, she just wants something to prove to herself, you know, she needs to become stronger for her team. She's quite grateful that these two are putting the effort into her, and so she's going to do the same, put effort into fighting as well. Naruto himself has a goal. His goal is to become the best Hokage they can be, and now that his mother taught him how to at least access and see the Nine Tails chakra fully, Naruto has a goal to also master that chakra as well. And so as they're into the Forest of Death, Naruto and them begin to scout and find teams. Unlike the canon storyline, they weren't as, say, mumbly or fumbly around the entire forest. Instead, this team was more determined, more ready. Naruto and them all go through the forest much more stealthy, agile, faster. And as they're going through, it's Naruto that notices they're being followed. And as Naruto then drops down, Sasuke gonna drop down again. What's up, Naruto? Naruto goes, we're being followed. As Sasuke goes, what do we do? Naruto makes 2 shadow clones. And he instantly turns those shadow clones into Sakura and Sasuke. When they see their transformed shadow clones, they're like, whoa, good detail, Naruto. Naruto thanks them. He tells them, you two go ahead. I'm gonna have a look at who these guys are, okay? As Sasuke and them go ahead, as Naruto jumps up on the tree and waits for him. And as he sends the other two away, the people that are following them sees Team 7 scatter, and in themselves they also scatter as well. And by the time they catch up to Team 7, what's it called? These people are the Cell Ninja that technically attack Naruto and them and canon much later in the storyline. But for this regard, Orochimaru's in a sense signals them to attack them first, target them first, and as I stated, Team 7 took a different route, so gain the attention of other people. And so as the Sound Ninja begin to attack, Naruto's clones get caught out immediately, transforming back to his normal form, and they speed blitz majority of them, of the Sound Ninja that are there. And what happens is, as Naruto walks up, another Sound Ninja appears behind Naruto. Naruto turns, but Sasuke already appears, kicking the Sound Ninja. And doing so, well, they gain up hand. As Naruto and them look at each other, they're like, well, Sasuke goes, I'm guessing you couldn't handle this by yourself, and Naruto goes, yeah. But I knew they were following us. I don't know why they were following us though. And then instantly Naruto feels it, and Sasuke feels it as well. They stand there frozen. And as Naruto turns around, he looks back and he sees the same guy that he felt ominous with. The same guy that creeped him out the last time. And as this person walks up to them, he licks his lips and looks and goes, Sasuke Uchiha, why have you grown? Sasuke looks at this person and goes, who the hell are you? I don't know who you are. How do you know my name? This person licks his lips and he goes, don't want to spoil the surprise, dear young one. And as Naruto looks on, he can't believe how ominous this person's presence is. And as he looks at Naruto, he goes, Naruto Uzumaki, I see, the son of the fourth Hokage, my only threat here. And as Naruto looks at him, he's like, what the hell? Who is this random person? And as Naruto gets over his fear of that bloodlust that Orochimaru is racing, Naruto instantly speed blitzes him and tries to hit him and get him. Orochimaru catches Naruto's hand and flips him over. But Naruto is able to easily recover, but as he recovers, Orochimaru appears in front of him, throws a kick at Naruto's face, but Naruto is able to catch the kick and flip up in the air. He lands in the tree and Orochimaru starts to press Naruto, which is incredible because Orochimaru is really, really strong, actually. But as Naruto is beginning to defend, Orochimaru can't believe that this little kid is as good as he is. But then Orochimaru stops, spins, kicks him, sweeps Naruto's foot up, and throws him down. And as he does so, Sasuke jumps up as Orochimaru predicted. Orochimaru jumps around, grabs Sasuke, and slams him into the tree. But unlike the canon timeline, this Orochimaru is not gonna give Sasuke the curse mark. That's not his goal. His goal is to kidnap Sasuke and take his body. That's his absolute goal. Regardless upon what it is, Orochimaru's goal is to take Sasuke's body then and there. We'll take him out of the village and steal his body. Even though he has more Uchiha, and not only that, Itachi exists. Orochimaru is slightly scared of Itachi, because Itachi himself has made a massive name for himself. He's a legend in a sense. And so his body is a little bit unobtainable at this present time. But with Sasuke's body, Orochimaru is all about stealing it. And so as he pins Sasuke up, he has a snake bite Sasuke, paralyzing him. The curse mark gets over Sasuke. And what happens is Sakura throws multiple paper bombs at Orochimaru. She runs up and she jumps with the kunai, and as she jumps with the kunai, a snake appears, biting Sakura on the neck, and then slamming her into the tree and throwing her straight down to the ground. As Naruto sees this, he immediately rushes forward as fast as he can, while Orochimaru punches Naruto directly in the face, sends him smashing into a tree, and then Orochimaru does a snake summoning. The snake summoning immediately grabs Naruto and eats him up immediately. And as Naruto gets swallowed whole, Sasuke himself's looking on like, what the? He can't believe he tries to activate Sharingan, but Orochimaru walks up with Sasuke and punches him in the gut. Much like how Itachi does in canon when he beats Sasuke up. That's what Orochimaru does. He wants to break Sasuke fully so he can take him. He knows he can't be in Konoha for too long, but as he punches him, he beats out Sasuke, he's like, this is like taking candy from a baby, this is really easy. And as Orochimaru goes to grab Sasuke, the snake behind him begins to roast and burn. He looks back, and then what happens is red aura starts to spew out of the snake that has Naruto. And then what happens is Naruto jumps out of the snake and he lands on the ground. He removes his weights immediately. He's only got the Nine-Tails chakra cloak at this present time, but that's enough. As he removes the weights, he throws him at the snake, killing the snake immediately. Actually dismembering more of the snake due to the weights. But as Naruto turns into speed blitzes Orochimaru, and when Orochimaru sees this, he jumps away, and they begin to fight. Orochimaru has to now press and give him more now, because this Naruto is not a person to be trifled with. He's really, really fast and strong, like more faster than anyone he's ever expected to fight, besides the fourth Hokage. And as Naruto is doing his best, he's really angry seeing that his friends are down, and he's trying to control that anger. Kushina feels it, but she only feels a smaller degree of it, and so she realizes that Naruto's just using it in a way where it could possibly help him. The Nine-Tails also agrees with Kushina as well, but they stay on standby. Minato himself, he's just been the Hokage, so of course he's going to regard and disregard it as well. But this is also a unique training curve for Naruto, because if he passes this training, then Minato has another training for him. Yeah. And so as Orochimaru and Naruto begin to fight, Orochimaru begins to pace on Naruto to get stronger and stronger. Bear in mind, Naruto's only got the chakra cloak on him, nothing more. And he's got his weights off, but Orochimaru can't keep up with Naruto in a sense, but he has to actually put the effort in. And so as Naruto and Orochimaru begin to go all through the trees, Orochimaru realizes that with this little brain in front of him, he can't actually take the body of Sasuke right now. But Sasuke is badly beaten too, and Orochimaru knows if he leaves, Sasuke could possibly die, so he thinks about it. And what he does is, as he sees Naruto, he sees the opening, he immediately moves, sweeps Naruto's leg a little bit, and manages to headbutt Naruto right in the head. Jumps up, kicks Naruto in the face again, jumps over and stretches his neck out, and bites Sasuke, giving him the curse mark for now. But Orochimaru puts more of his will upon in this question mark. Because having Minato alive, Orochimaru himself had to develop much more powerful things. So this question mark there, Orochimaru gives Sasuke, it's going to be much more stronger than canon, but it's going to give Sasuke a greater desire for power, a greater desire to shine better than anyone, a greater desire to come to Orochimaru. And as he pumps more of his essence into the question mark on Sasuke's neck, Naruto gets up, looks over, and as he's about to succumb to the Nine Tails again and explode in absolute rage, Orochimaru looks at Naruto, he jumps away, and as he jumps away, Naruto tries to rush him, but his body goes through massive, pain, because he doesn't realize that as he's standing there, Snake bit Naruto on the back of the leg, locking him in this position, and as Orochimaru sees this, he jumps back down by Naruto, and he instantly does a seal on his hand, and he punches Naruto, but this time he punches Naruto so hard that Naruto coughs out blood. And as he does this, he twists his hand, and for the brief moment before the seal took over, Naruto exploded in the Four Tails, but it got resealed again. In doing so, Kushina and them felt it. Orochimaru knew that this was more like a beacon, a warning signal. And so as Orochimaru sees this, he goes, whoa, so he's the Nine Tails Jinchuriki, that's one, and he needs to get out of there. So Orochimaru unsuccessfully takes Sasuke's, but unsuccessfully doesn't take Sasuke's body, and not only that, he gives Sasuke a stronger seal that will make him come to him. And as Orochimaru skips and bails, runs away, Konoha Shinobi come closer, Minato appears as well, only due to the fact of Naruto's power. And this is when people slowly but surely begin to learn that Naruto is also the Nine Tails Jinchuriki. And this goes to wonder, there can't be two Nine Tails Jinchuriki, can there? And it spreads within the village. Danzo hears this Belter, and he's Danzo's itching for, he's getting there, guys. And so, as everyone comes to, slowly but surely comes to real upon that, Naruto gets up, recovered from his injuries, and he sees Sasuke, curse mark on his neck, is healed his wounds, but it's got a deeper bond that can't be removed. The fourth Hokage asks, or ponders, should he remove Team 7? But Naruto gets up and goes, no, we can do this. Just because you're my dad, I don't need special treatment. Naruto stands up and Sasuke does the same thing, even though he's in absolute pain. They look at him and goes, we're ninja of the hidden leaf. It's a wall of fire. And as the fourth Hokage see this, and all the the Jonings and Tunings see this, they like agree. And so Naruto and Team 7 will continue. From here, because they're already taking up the Sound Ninja, everything's much more easier to move forward to the tower, where they actually make it a little bit later than everyone else, to be honest, Team 7. In doing so, Sasuke and Naruto, need to recover. Sakura's fine. Sakura goes, what about the thing on your neck, Sasuke? And Sasuke goes, don't worry about it, leave it alone. Bear in mind, this is a much more upgraded and powerful curse mark on Sasuke's neck, meaning he doesn't need to go through that pot where Kimimaro carries him in, or the Sound Four carry him in. Yeah, he doesn't need that. Instead, Sasuke just needs to activate it and continue to use it to have this ability draw him into Orochimaru. And so Sasuke tells Sakura to don't worry about it. His fight with the Sound Ninja relatively goes almost the same. Sasuke is just way more faster, but the curse mark itself, when he first activated it, it hurts him badly. Sasuke burns and screams in pain, and the Sound Ninja grabs Sasuke and tries to absorb his chakra. Sasuke looks at him and breaks his arm immediately. And so grabs the Sound Ninja's face and hits him in the gut so hard that he coughs out blood. And Sasuke throws him away. And Sasuke throws him away. The Sound Ninja hits the wall and craters it massively. Everyone looks at Sasuke and how strong he's become. Everyone is astounded. The curse mark has gone down Sasuke's arm and up his head. And they're like, whoa. Naruto's looking on, he can't believe what just happened. Sasuke deactivates it, understanding what it takes to trigger it. Sasuke, in a sense, knows what he needs to do. As Sasuke makes it to the next level, his demeanor completely changes. He's no longer that Sasuke that that Naruto and Sakura and everyone come to know. He's more like his canon counterpart, cold, jealous. He needs power, wants to be the best. And so the Sasuke from now begins to pull away from the team. Kakashi tries to seal the curse marker on Sasuke's neck, but the curse marker itself rejects the seal. And not only that, Sasuke, Kakashi almost gets a reverse seal upon him that binds him and hurts him in a bad way. But luckily, Kakashi was able to move away. In doing so, Kakashi was kind of unnerved about this, and so he went to Minato. When he explained to Minato and Kushina the seal up on his neck, they with Fugaku and the permission like that, they'll examine it further. But that's for Sasuke's story anyway. Naruto, in his regards, he takes out Kiba really easy. Kiba's still cocky, and he believes that he's going to become Hokage, and Naruto's special. He's just a Hokage's son. But Naruto just appears and punches Kiba in the face. Bear in mind, Naruto is not wearing his weights at all at this present time. He needs to really get them done, because remember, he's still recovering. And as Kiba's done, like, Naruto still has similar reactions with Hinata and Neji, but it's not to the same greater degree. Not at all. But he tells Neji that he will change the Hyuga way. It's his goal. And so everyone's fight nearly goes all the same. Sakura, she beats Ino this time. And so she makes it into the finals as well. And so after all Team 7 makes it into the finals, this has been the one month holiday, 1 month training comes, I guess. Sasuke goes off on his own. He was gonna, Kakashi offered to train him, even Itachi, but now Sasuke wanted to go on his own. He understood. He remembered the training he did with Kakashi with activating the Sharingan, and from there he knows what he needs to do when it comes to it. But he has a new power that he needs to master. Bear in mind, this power is much more stronger than canon. Okay, I needed to fit this narrative. Sakura herself, this is what happens with her. She's kind of confused what she needs to do, and then Kakashi explains that not only do you have perfect chakra control, Sakura, but you got earth and water chakra nature. And Sakura goes, and she goes, I can teach you some earth style jutsu and some water style. And she goes, she understands. She goes, alright. Like, and not only that, Kakashi also begins to tell Sakura he can even teach her how to do genjutsu much more effectively. And so Sakura agrees with the Shadow Clone training that she does, and with Kakashi himself. Sakura will become way stronger in canon, and of course her goal is to make sure she don't fall behind her friends, but she's feeling the ominous coldness from Sasuke. So that's changing her. And then when it comes to Naruto, this is when Naruto is so excited. One, he's healed, and he talks to Minato. Minato himself states to Naruto that he can't train him, but he's got the perfect training for him. Naruto's like the flying Raijin, the flying Raijin, the flying Raijin. And Minato opens his hand and goes, it's this. He powers the Rasengan and he shows it, and Naruto's like, the Rasengan? Oh, come on, Dad. Can you give me something even better than that? Yeah, the Rasengan's good and all, but come on, the flying Raijin. I could use that to do anything, you know? I'll never be late home. Mom will never have an issue with me. And Minato smiles and goes, you really think you can learn that jutsu? And Naruto goes, I gotta go for myself, Dad. Not only would I be able to learn the Rasengan within this time period of me being training, but I'll also learn the flying Raijin as well, if you teach me it. And Minato goes, well, I don't have the time to teach you that. And even though this is a little bit more skilled for you to learn, I'll go with it, okay? Jiraiya Sensei is back in the village soon, so hopefully you can find him, and I'll convince him, or you can convince him yourself to train you. Naruto's like, awesome. Minato teaches Naruto the principles. He shows him the balloon, rotate the balloon, and then he shows Naruto the principles of rotating the rubber ball, and then doing the same thing but in the hand without it. And so Naruto only got to see it once, but he understands the idea. Minato gives Naruto multiple water balloons and, well, a rubber ball at least. And so as Naruto goes on, Minato also gives Naruto a scroll that Jiraiya is meant to give him. Naruto's like, what's this? He goes, this is a scroll to teach you how to do the flying Raijin. Yes, I knew you were going to ask me. Yes, I knew your reaction. You're my son after all. And not only that, you're like your mother, kind of predictable. Naruto smiles. Kushina stands behind Minato. Predictable, Minato, huh? Minato and Naruto like it's alright. I'm just. Kushina smiles. She goes, well, I'm happy you compare me to him in some ways. She tells Naruto don't follow any of the perviness that is Jiraiya Sensei. Do you understand? Naruto's like, yes, mom, I understand. Good. So Naruto goes off and he goes to find Jiraiya. And first Naruto thought it was easy, but then after 10-20 minutes he can't find him. He's like, huh? So he rushes back to his dad. He goes, where would I find him if he was in the village? Minato has like kind of blushes and states, well, have you tried the bathhouse? And Naruto goes, no. But why would he be the bathhouse? And Minato goes, just check it out. Naruto goes there and flies there. He pretty much speed blitzes the entire area. Bear in mind he's got his weights back on now, but they're more heavier and he's starting to get stronger and stronger, this Naruto. And faster and faster. Naruto lands, and lo and behold, he sees Jiraiya Sensei. He goes, Jiraiya Sensei. Jiraiya turns around and goes, and as he turns around, the woman that Jiraiya's peeping on see that he's there, and they catch him out and growl him and all that. Jiraiya looks at Naruto, goes, damn it, Naruto, I was just getting some content for my story. Naruto goes, my mom said you're just a perv. That's what it is. Jiraiya goes, he goes, whoa, Kushina, you don't need to be like that. Naruto smiles. Anyway, I'm so happy I found you. He goes, oh, and Naruto goes, well, Dad can't train me, and Kakashi Sensei is training with Sakura, so, and Sasuke, well, he wants to do his own thing, I guess. So I want to know if you can train me, as you trained my dad before me. My dad gave me a few things that I need to do first, but I wouldn't mind becoming your student too, Jiraiya Sensei. Jiraiya goes, you already called me Sensei in regards upon that. Jiraiya smiles and goes, okay, what does your father want you to learn? My father wants me to learn the Rasengan and the flying rajin. Boom! Jiraiya's like, I can teach you the Rasengan, but the flying rajin, are you kidding? Naruto goes, yeah, well, Dad wants me to learn the Rasengan. He wanted me to learn the Rasengan, but I pressed and I told him that I'll learn the flying rajin too. And Jiraiya goes, did you make a bet? And he goes, no. And he goes, So you put down a goal where it's nearly unachievable by normal people's standards, and there is no better goal, right? I'll take you on as my student, but I'll make a bet with your father. Naruto's like, alright, and he goes, did he give you the scroll at least? And Naruto opens the scroll, and a kunai falls out, Naruto catches it, and Jiraiya looks at it and goes, he's like, whoa, that's a pretty good kunai. Naruto looks at it and goes, well, this is different. This is not like Dad's one. And as Naruto looks at the what's it called? The kunai. Jiraiya goes, oh, it's a new kunai for you. And Naruto learns the principles of how to make his own sealing formula on the kunai eventually, but Jiraiya has everything. And so Jiraiya goes, alright then, I'll take you as my student, but first let's eat. They eat first and they head out straight to the opening of the forest, well, into the area with the train. And this is where Naruto and Jiraiya begin to train. Jiraiya goes to Naruto, before we start, are you able to extract the chakra from the Nine Tails? Naruto puts his hands together, he focuses, and then he opens his eyes. The Nine Tails chakra emits around his body. And Jiraiya goes, very interesting. Naruto states to him, I've been training for this ever since Mom showed me. I've been trying to master this and maintain this power. And Jiraiya goes, that's really good. That'll be important for the next jutsu I'm going to teach you. Naruto goes, the Rasengan? And he goes, no, you're my student, so you're going to learn it my way, okay? Naruto's like, oh, alright. And so Jiraiya goes, teaches Naruto the summoning jutsu. And after a few goes, Naruto eventually gets the summoning jutsu. He summons Gamabunta. But Gamabunta doesn't have as much of a negative reaction to Naruto like he does in canon. Because he knows who Minato is, and he's a Toad Summoner, Jiraiya is. He sees Naruto goes, who's this little scamp on my head? And Jiraiya goes, oh, that's Minato's son, Naruto. And he goes, oh, another one. So you want us Toads to be your summoning, hey brat? Naruto goes, I'm no brat. My name is Naruto Uzumaki, and I'm going to become the most powerful Hokage to ever live. I'm gonna step out of my dad's shadow, and he's gonna be behind mine. And Gamabunta's like, that's a big shadow he cast over you, so good luck on you, kid. Yeah, why not? I got a little goal for you anyway. And Naruto goes, oh, and he goes, I guess if you can hold on to my head for the next hour or so, I'll be your summoning. And Naruto goes, alright then. And so Gamabunta shakes himself around, jumps himself around, goes hardcore to try and get Naruto off him. But Naruto, because he's able to stick to things with chakra, he stays on Gamabunta all the way to the end until Gamabunta kind of tires himself out and he goes, alright, yep, I'm your toe summoning. Bear in mind this took like a day and a half, or let's say a day in a sense, for Naruto to master his proper ability. He gets Gabuto as his summoning contract, and as Gabuto leaves, Jiraiya smiles and goes, just maybe, kid, just maybe. Alright, let's begin your father's training, I guess. Naruto gets a water balloon and goes, well, give it a go, kid. And this is when Naruto begins to focus. Bear in mind he has a bit of chakra control training thanks to his mother teaching him and making him understand how to utilize chakra fully in regards to his own power, because he's got too much chakra. And so Naruto focuses, his focus and concentration is much better, and he pushes himself. But he's only able to make a shake for the next couple hours, and it frustrates Naruto. And then Naruto realizes, and he grabs about a good 10 water balloons and makes 10 shadow clones. And as they all begin to practice, he puts both his hands together, and as he holds it for the next few hours, they all push themselves non-stop to the point where they finally begin to rotate, compress, and they blow up the water balloon. And as the one that blows up the water balloon does that, the shadow clone deactivates, and Naruto understands exactly what he did, and all the experience of all the other 10 shadow clones. Naruto puts his hands together and he focuses, and he finally gets it. He blows up, he does it again, he blows up the water balloon, and he moves on to the rubber ball. The rubber ball takes him a while to learn. And so Naruto, even though he has 10 shadow clones, he pushes himself, begins to shake him, expand, but goes back down, keeps going. Days pass on, Naruto finally does it when he breaks the rubber ball. Naruto is so excited, but Jiraiya realizes the reason why Naruto is progressing so fast is because he's doing 10 times the work compared to other people. And so once Naruto is done with that, let's say 4 days have passed, Naruto stands there ready to do the final product. Jiraiya opens his hands up and goes, so this is what you're aiming for with the Rasengan. And Jiraiya powers it up and hits the tree with it and blows a perfect circular hole. As Naruto sees it, he can't believe how great the Rasengan is. Jiraiya states, this is chakra control at its most extreme mode, Naruto. Naruto gets extreme, he goes, yes, because you have to violently compress this Rasengan while you rotate it. And when you release it, it's one of the biggest, and Jiraiya turns around, sees a stone, he puts more energy into it, and he hits the stone, completely obliterating the entire stone. And Naruto sees it, he's like, whoa. And Jiraiya goes, yes, Naruto. And as Naruto begins to do it, he begins to practice having both his hands over his 10 shadow clones. Naruto goes with the number 10, he pretty much likes it, and as he begins to power it up, slowly but surely, Naruto slowly gets a Rasengan. And so the next 2 days, Naruto gets to the point where he gets a big enough Rasengan, way bigger than Boruto's. And as Naruto holds the Rasengan, he holds it, powers it up more. And Jiraiya looks at Naruto, he's quite surprised. And Naruto is about to deactivate, and he's kind of getting frustrated himself, just like Boruto. Naruto throws the Rasengan, but this Rasengan doesn't disappear like Boruto's one. Instead, it stays the same as it does, and when it hits the tree, it blows up that tree, much similar to Jiraiya, just in a weakened state. But when Jiraiya sees that Naruto can threaten Naruto through the Rasengan, this blew his mind. He's like, the Rasengan wasn't made to be thrown. And as Naruto begins to practice that, Jiraiya's like, wow. And all the shadow clones disperse. Naruto gets really tired. They sit and rest, and they eat and they relax. And as Naruto rests for the next day comes. Naruto's the first time up before Jiraiya beginning to practice, has his 10 shadow clones already activated. They all begin to do their Rasengan training. And as each shadow clone begins to create a Rasengan slowly but surely over the hours, it becomes more apparent to Jiraiya that this Naruto, despite him not being as good as Minato, he's on a class of his own. And Jiraiya realizes again that Naruto's wearing these weight belts on his legs. And as Naruto is finishing his Rasengan training, he's able to make a proper Rasengan. One proper Rasengan. Without Shadow Clone. And as Naruto holds the Rasengan, he uses the Shadow Clone to increase the Rasengan like how Jiraiya did, and makes a much more slightly bigger and compressed version. But that'll become to another time. But as Naruto holds the Rasengan, Jiraiya goes, alright, let's see how powerful it is. Jiraiya summons his Rasengan, and both of them clash, and it's made very apparent that Naruto has got the Rasengan really good, and he got it within the first week of his training, which blows Jiraiya's mind. But he understands that Naruto's unorthodox training of 10 Shadow Clones has required him to learn that. And this is when the most rigorous task happens. After Jiraiya is satisfied with Naruto's Rasengan, From there, Jiraiya pushes Naruto every single day to the extremes, reaction speed, everything like that. Everything like that. Jiraiya uses all his jutsus to make sure Naruto's speed, and not only that, he tells Naruto to increase the weights of his weight belt by at least 3 times his weight right now. And when Naruto does that, he's really slow as he's in canon at this present time. And Naruto's trying to jump around and fight and move around. Jiraiya's like, but Naruto realizes that what Jiraiya's trying to do is get Naruto even more stronger, more faster. Jiraiya states to Naruto, he goes, I want you to get to the point, get strong to the point where you don't need to wear these. And you'll be as fast as you can, maybe as fast as your dad. But until then, Jiraiya begins to beat down on Naruto really fast, getting his reaction speed and everything all the way up there, making him really near his father's level. And so when it comes to, when the 3 weeks pass, Naruto has finally got a perfect seal on his kunai. Bear in mind, he uses shadow clones. He used 10 shadow clones to acquire this ability to use the flying rajin. And Naruto, he can use it to the not to the same degree as Minato, but Naruto can still use the flying rajin in a sense where he can spam some teleportation zone due to the fact that he has a lot of chakra. And so as the Chunin exam day begins, Naruto finally sees his mom and dad. Bear in mind, he spent the whole month with Jiraiya. When he sees them, Minato looks at Naruto and he goes, you look stronger, my son. And Naruto smiles at his dad. Jiraiya goes, yeah, surprisingly, this brat did really well. Almost can state that he probably did as good as you, if not a little bit better. And Minato goes, oh? How's his Rasengan? And he goes, he's already mastered it. And Minato looks at Jiraiya and he goes, granted he can't make it bigger without a shadow clone. Your son's already pretty much, in my opinion, mastered the Rasengan. And as Minato's talking to Jiraiya at the Chunin exams, what happens is Naruto's getting himself ready. Sasuke hasn't appeared yet. Sakura and Kakashi have appeared. And from there, Sakura's ready to fight whoever she's fighting. What's it called? When she sees Naruto, she sees that Naruto has become a lot stronger. Naruto's body has become more defined and toned. And he's starting to get more thicker and stronger. And then Naruto stands there, he looks at Sakura and they both see each other and see that they're much stronger. When it comes to Gaara and Sasuke's fight, even Fugaku's worried about his son because no one's seen him, not even touching. And so as the storyline progresses more, Sasuke and Gaara's fight gets pushed later on. Like normal, it's Naruto versus Neji. Neji stands there and looks at Naruto and he tells him that you're gonna change the Hyuga. Oh, and bear in mind that Jiraiya has removed the seal that Orochimaru placed on the Ninetales thing. I thought the mail mentioned that, my bad. But anyway, as Neji and Naruto square off, Neji berates Naruto stating, you're going to change the Hyuga? You? How are you going to do that? Naruto stands right there and he goes, so I'm looking forward to a great fight. Jiraiya can see that Naruto's still wearing his weight belts on his leg, but he's increased the weight even more. Jiraiya goes, what's this kid up to? And as Naruto gets ready, Neji activates his Byakugan and he sees the weight belt on his legs. And he goes, why do you still wear those things? And he goes, regardless, even if you still keep those on, I take you out, I win fair and square. And Naruto goes, alright. Then Naruto rushes at Neji, and because Naruto is much slower than he would be, well, he's dramatically slower to be honest. He's as fast as his canon counterpart. So when he fights Neji mops the floor with him. Naruto does his best with the shadow clones and everything, but due to the weight restrictions on his body, Naruto, as said, is still as relative to his canon counterpart at this present time. Neji gets to the point where he's able to do mean rotations and take out all the shadow clones and get to the point where he actually numbs Naruto's arm. He completely binds it entirely. Naruto's arm goes limp, and as Neji sees this, Neji kicks Naruto around the gut, pushing him back enough for him to go into the 8 trigram state, and he begins to do his rotation 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 64 palms. And as he cracks the entire 64 palms on Naruto, Naruto is left stunned. And blood comes out of his mouth. Everyone's watching, even Kushina, like everyone's shocked at Naruto to swing through this. And as they're watching, Sasuke appears on the roof looking down at Naruto. Looks at him and goes, and you are my rival, you weak coward. Sasuke jumps away, readying himself for his fight at least. He's completely different now, his aura has changed dramatically. He has a lust for power that can't be quenched. With Sasuke, and as he watches on, Naruto's standing there and well frozen, and Neji goes to hit Naruto, Naruto immediately he activates the Nine-Tails chakra he has within him, but he pushes as much as he can out, and as Neji's hand is about to hit him, Naruto's chakra, Nine-Tails chakra pretty much makes the barrier, and a tail grows out smacking Neji away, but the Nine-Tails chakra was only there to activate all his locked up weakened body parts and heal him for all his injuries. And so as Neji gets up, he sees the Nine-Tails aspect within Naruto, and this is when everyone finally concludes that Naruto has the Nine-Tails chakra. Nine-Tails within him. And Naruto deactivates the Nine-Tails chakra cloak. He's out of Neji's hold. Naruto goes, I can see why the Hyuga are formidable. Naruto undoes his weight belts, picks them up and looks at them. He goes, now it's my turn. Boom, Naruto. As Naruto lets go of the weights, he already appears in front of Neji. And as he appears in front of Neji, Neji had no time to react. Naruto punches Neji right in the face. Then as Neji is about to hit the ground, Naruto already catches him. Speed runs him into the wall, hits him into the wall. Neji tries to even do something to Naruto, but to Naruto, he's floating in mid-air. He's super slow. Naruto jumps up in mid-air, speed blitzes, kicks Neji right in the gut, hits him in the ground. And what happens is, as Neji hits the ground, the weights that Naruto removed off his legs finally touch the ground. So bear in mind, Naruto moved so fast that as he let go of the weights, the entire time they were falling, he managed to do so much damage to Neji. And as Naruto stands down, he grabs his dad's kunai and he walks away and he goes, the Hyuga are meant to be mighty as you said, but that's not the case. You're not defined by your destiny that you believe. You're defined by your choices, the choices you make. Destiny is what you make it, not what is set in stone. I'm the son of the Hokage, but I'm going to become the best Hokage there is. I'm going to stamp out of my father's shadows. Minato smiled, understanding his son's resolve. Kushina is proud of his son for mastering the Nine-Tails chakra to that degree. Even the Nine-Tails is quite impressed. And not only that, the speed of Naruto, it shocks everyone. Sasuke is looking at Naruto, he couldn't believe that Naruto moved that fast. He had to activate his Sharingan just to see Naruto move. And Sasuke is reeling from the fact that he thought he was powerful. Watching his friend not only break free from an attack that pretty much crippled him, he had such power hidden within him. He is so fast that he could not barely see. All the Uchiha police force out there, everyone out there, they're quite baffled upon how powerful Naruto is. Neji's on the ground crawling, bleeding out, and Naruto walks over to him and does a talk no jutsu on him, similar to Canon. And as Naruto throws Neji onto the ground, Neji completely collapses. The proctor calls Naruto the winner, and everyone cheers. Everyone cheers. Naruto throws his kunai up on the roof and instantly disappears with the kunai. And as he gets on the roof, he walks up, he sees Sasuke, and Naruto goes, I noticed you. And as everyone finally sees where Naruto is, he sees Naruto with Sasuke, and this is when Sasuke's fight gets called to come up. I'm actually going to state that this time Kabuto doesn't pull out of the tuning exams, and I'm going to state that Kabuto and Sakura are going to fight each other. That's going to be who they fight. Sakura fights Kabuto. Okay, so yeah. So as Naruto and them are there, Naruto is watching, Sasuke he jumps down into the arena and looks at Naruto and jumps down into the arena. And as he gets down, he has this feathery touch when he hits the ground. Fugaku can see that Sasuke has become so much powerful, even Itachi, as they look on. Bear in mind, the Kazekage that's there, the Gaara's dad that's there, that's actually Gaara's dad. Okay? Bear in mind, so the fourth Kazekage, the Gold Dust Kazekage, he is there for real. Orochimaru didn't kill him. However, you'll see. And as they sit there, they ponder on, the Kazekage goes to Minato. It will be interesting to see if my son challenges your son, the Kazekage son, and the Hokage son, the Jinchurikis of the leaf, and the sand. Minato smiles and looks at the Kazekage, and Minato looks forward. The Kazekage knows that Minato will wipe him out in a blink of an eye, you're dead. Okay. And as they look on, Mikoto is kind of nervous for Sasuke fighting this such a powerful and deadly opponent. As Gaara walks there, he goes, you have the same eyes I do. Sasuke looks at him and goes, get on with it. Goes to the proctor, and the proctor begins. Sasuke immediately, black lightning appears over his body, and everyone notices that Sasuke rushes straight at Gaara. He throws a punch, The lightning goes right through the sand, and Sasuke disappears again, appears by Gaara behind him, and Sasuke pretty much copies what Rock Lee does. Bear in mind, Sasuke was wearing weight belts, but he realized that if he uses a lightning chakra, he can amplify his movements, and not only that, the curse mark itself is fully bonded with him. And so no matter what you can do, you cannot remove the curse mark from this Sasuke Uchiha's body. It is his permanent curse mark. He did a lot of, in a sense, soul searching when he was training. And so as Sasuke begins to fight Gaara, it's made very clear that Sasuke is way too fast, way too strong. And then Sasuke immediately speedbusts Gaara again, and Gaara thinks he's going to come behind him. He reacts to protect from behind, but Sasuke appears over top of him, punches Gaara straight down, and then Sasuke hits Gaara straight out of the sand barrier. Gaara hits the ground, and he feels the lightning shock out through his body. And Sasuke goes, "What's the matter? I thought you were some powerful murderer, aren't you?" Gaara looks at Sasuke and instantly floods the ground full of sand, making a massive sand tsunami, and as he picks it up to try to grab Sasuke, Sasuke moves like a bolt of lightning as fast as he can out of the bear in mind. Sasuke has the Sharingan activated, and as Sasuke begins to run, what happens is the curse mark starts to spread across Sasuke's face, and this is when everyone fully sees the curse mark on Naruto and Sasuke. Fugaku and them are worried, even Minato and but nothing can be done, it's permanent. And then Sasuke stands there. Gaara tries his best, but Sasuke is way too strong. He begins to beat up Gaara badly. And despite him, even when he goes partial transformation, he can't keep up with this type of Sasuke. This Sasuke is something different, something way more powerful, way more monstrous. Gaara tries to do the absolute tsunami with all the sand. He tries to do like massive as like hailstorm, anything to try to get Sasuke, but Sasuke is too fast when he's using his curse mark and lightning chakra. Sasuke jumps around, he makes the shadow clone, then goes around the other side, and Naruto's impressed. He can't believe how powerful Sasuke is, and that his rival has become so strong. And as Naruto's watching on Sasuke's Sharingan, Naruto notices that Sasuke's Sharingan itself is 2 tomos, almost going to the point where it's 3. And so Naruto knows that this Sasuke is much more stronger and faster. Fugaku can't believe his son's strength too, and then is watching on. And so as they're watching, Orochimaru from the bleachers, he's hiding and smiling and says, "Everything's going to plan, I see. His addiction to my power has only allowed for him to pretty much shepherd his doom." And as Orochimaru looks on, his Sound Ninja and the Sand Ninja Shinobi have positioned themselves throughout the village, this time much more coordinated, because the real Kazekage and the real Orochimaru are working together. And so, as Gaara is about to partially transform and they're fighting, Gaara tries to, but no, Sasuke manages to stab Gaara right in the arm and clinch him and put lightning chakra through his body. Gaara screams, Sasuke headbutts him and throws him away, his strength increasing. And as Gaara gets down, instead of the Kabuto summoning the feathers, everyone just watches on. And as they watch on, Gaara begins to partially transform more, and everyone realizes that Gaara is the Jinchuriki of the Hidden Sand. And as Gaara begins to do massive amounts of wind style and everything like that, this works in Sasuke's advantage. He's able to use his fire style to amplify, making more like a scorch style fireball at Gaara. So Gaara breathes in, Sasuke shoots fireballs, and as he just releases it, the wind star and the fireball collide, exploding right in Gaara's face, injuring him and burning his body. Gaara gets up, Sasuke knees Gaara right in the head, and Sasuke grabs Gaara, throws him into the wall and throws him down. Gaara begins to almost fully transform, and he grabs Sasuke and he finally gets Sasuke and lays a massive hit on him, making Sasuke bleed. And as Sasuke does it, he catches the sand again, but Gaara grabs him and begins to wrap him up, and he goes, he wipes his blood, even the Kazekage shocked. Gaara holds him and he goes, "Time to die, sand coffin, boom, sand burial." He does that, and as he begins to crush Sasuke, unfortunately for Gaara, this is when he made the biggest mistake. As the sand crushes him, it explodes immediately. Blue and black lightning arc out of the sand itself, turns the sand to glass. Sasuke comes out with massive wings growing on his hairs, grow longer. Sasuke opens his eyes, his Sharingan evolved to 3 Tomo Sharingan now, and he's finally in his final state, curse mark state. And as Sasuke looks at Gaara's like looking at a monster, but Sasuke just obliterates Gaara. He hurts him so bad. That gets him to the point where he can't even transform into the Shikaku if he wanted to. So, as Gaara is getting beat down by Sasuke, Sasuke is hurting him, holding him in the air. He flies straight up in the air, and he comes back down at max speed, and as he slams Gaara straight into the ground and cracks the entire area, Sasuke stands over Gaara. He makes a little, pretty much like a Chidori, and as he goes to throw the Chidori down, what ends up happening is Minato appears and catches Sasuke's hand, and so does Fugaku. Minato and Fugaku appear on the arena. Minato catches Sasuke's hand, and Fugaku stands right in front of him with the Sharingan activated. Minato apologizes for interfering, but this is not how it is. Fugaku thanks Minato for stopping Sasuke, and he'll deal with the son. Minato agrees. Sasuke looks at his father, and Sasuke tries to resist. Yeah, nah, Fugaku's just way too much powerful. He gets into Sasuke's mind. And the Orochimaru part that's working at play massively. Fugaku tries to cut it out, but it's already embedded in his soul. Sasuke, no matter what, is drawn to Orochimaru, is pulling him there. An absolute powerful jutsu will be the only way to break him out of it. And so what happens is Fugaku pretty much takes Sasuke. Sasuke wins, of course, but in a different sense. Now, Orochimaru's watching, he's smiling, he can't believe how powerful Sasuke has become. Itachi's kind of shocked too. And so as Sasuke watches on, what ends up going down is it comes to Sakura's fight. When Sakura stands there, she can get ready to fight Kabuto. Kabuto smiles and looks at Sakura and goes, I'm looking forward to this fight. Sakura goes, me too. And as the proctor begins, Kabuto immediately rushes at Sakura, making chakra scalpels and begins to attack. When people see this, they go, whoa, that's pretty advanced medical ninjutsu. And as he fights Sakura, Sakura herself is used to reactional speed. She's actually much faster than she is in canon, but Kabuto's no pushover either. And as Sakura begins to duck and dodge, she gets hit by one of Kabuto's chakra scalpels, and hurts doesn't like cut right through it, but it hurts her badly. She pulls herself down, and the moment Kabuto comes up, he hits Sakura and pretty much from his view decapitated her, but she was just a mist. And he's like, what the? Then Sakura does water dragon jutsu. A massive water style comes out, and a water dragon appears and instantly engulfs Kabuto, pushing Kabuto back. And when Kabuto sees that Sakura not only survived the attack, but she genjutsu'd him and did a water style, they're quite surprised. Everyone's surprised that, what? Sakura can do water style? Like, huh? What's happening? And Kakashi smiles like, yep. If there's going to be any team in the finals, it's Team 7. And as everyone's watching on Naruto can't believe either, Kabuto's impressed and shocked. As Kabuto gets up, Sakura does an earth bullet, giant earth boulder jutsu, spits out a boulder right at Kabuto. Kabuto manages to jump, but the boulder hits the wall, cracking it, and Kabuto's like, whoa. And Sakura does multiple of them, she does 5 of them, shoots it at Kabuto to the point where he has to duck and dodge, even cut one in half, to the point where he gets close to Sakura. And then when he gets close to Sakura, he goes to hit her, she turns to miss again. He said, what's going on? And he doesn't realize when he inhaled the mist the first time, it placed the one that's susceptible to the genjutsu much easier. It's a water style and the genjutsu combined. It's like a water vapor poison, like a water vapor genjutsu. And as Kabuto is trying to, Sakura immediately does another massive water dragon, and this time it manages to get Kabuto, and Sakura holds him and does a massive water surge jutsu, and holds Kabuto into place. As Sakura focuses, hold him there, the proctor is about to call it, and Kabuto tries to fight, tries to get up, but he can't get himself out of the water jutsu. And as Kabuto breathes in the water and pretty much chokes out, Sakura releases his hand, the water jutsu falls, and Kabuto falls down. And as the proctor is about to call it, Kabuto instantly rushes at Sakura, places his finger to her throat with a chakra scalpel, and he tells her, nice trick. And as Sakura stands there with the chakra scalpel at her throat, this is when she realized she could have just died right then and there. Sakura gives up, even though it was a good fight. The proctor calls it, the winner is Kabuto. But everyone from Konoha, all the Konoha, like, wow, they were clapping their hands, everything like that. It shocked all of them. That's how good Sakura did, really how good she did. And so Kakashi congratulates his students. And so as it comes to the nearing of the Chunin exam, Shikamaru's fight, everyone that passes, like Shino beats Conqueror, you know. So I'm just gonna state that the finals are Shino, Tamari, Sasuke, Naruto, and Sakura. And I'm gonna state because Kona Crash hasn't happened yet. I'm gonna state that a week is going to pass before the final part of the tuning exam begins. So after the tuning exam finishes, everyone goes back off. This is where Minato and them fully assess the curse mark and they realize they can't do nothing about it. And this is when Fugaku comes up with the great idea of getting Shisui. He knows that Shisui has a Mangekyo and he knows that he has a really powerful Genjutsu. But this is when Itachi states that Shisui's been missing for a while. He went on a mission but they haven't seemed to find him. And Itachi tells him he's been trying to look for him for a while as well, because they're best friends. And Fugaku states, well, keep at it, okay? And not only that, Fugaku asks Minato, because he's one of the best sealers in the world, if he has any idea how to at least stop this. And Minato looks through it and he realizes that this seal is permanently connected to not only Sasuke's chakra and soul, but to the person they put it on him. And you said you saw Orochimaru's chakra and Orochimaru's face within it, right? And it goes, yeah, he goes, then it's connected to Orochimaru himself. So I believe the only way to break this curse mark is to kill Orochimaru. But that's just my guess at this present time. And Fugaku goes, I see. And so from there, Minato and Fugaku think of a plan. It's a daring and bold plan, but they need it to go this way. And it'll happen sooner than they think. But they're working on a plan together. Regarding Orochimaru and Sasuke. Now, for the next week, Naruto begins to trade even more, understanding that Sasuke himself is so much more powerful. Sasuke himself is just, well, more powerful than he was. Gaara is still looking as well. He's injured, but he's humiliated, he's angry. But for the first time, he had a loss. For the first time he's ever felt helpless. For the first time ever. And so, as the fourth cousin Kage looks at Gaara, instead of being disappointed or evil or hatred or angry, he just looks at Gaara and goes, nice work. And he goes, when you're ready, be ready. Gaara understands what it means because Gaara and them, well, the Konoha Crush is still going to happen. Just a little bit later than normal. Orochimaru himself is biding this time, building himself up. Kabuto himself is recovered now, everything like that. And a week passes. Okay, a week passes and the final begins. Well, the semi-finals to the absolute, or to the finals itself. Now it's Tamari versus Shino, and I'm just gonna state that both of them KO'd each other out. Shino managed to paralyze Tamari. Tamari's attack managed to land on Shino, and so even though Shino took Tamari out with a bug that paralyzed her and knocked her out, Tamari's attack also flung Shino straight out there at the arena, knocking him out as well. So they both eliminated themselves. Kabuto himself, he removes himself from the fights in general. He removes himself from the tuning exams. He withdraws, and so that leaves the final between Naruto and Sasuke. Naruto and Sasuke stand in the arena. Everyone can't believe this. They're looking forward to this. They stand ready. Everyone's all invested in this, and this is when the Sand and the Sound Village starts to move their forces and get them ready. As Naruto and Sasuke stand there, the Uchiha watching, like Sasuke, regardless of his mood or not, this is the Uchiha versus the Hokage. Sasuke Uchiha versus Naruto Uzumaki. And as Fugaku looks on, he smiles, he goes, this is going to be interesting. And Minato goes, yes, you're absolutely right. And as Naruto and Sasuke look at each other, Naruto goes, I hope we have a good match there, Sasuke, don't hold back. And Sasuke goes, if I don't hold back, I'll kill you. Naruto goes, you can try. He smiles, and Sasuke goes, if you want to die, then so be it. I'll gladly grant you that. Naruto smiles, understanding that he's just going to accept Sasuke's bravado. He don't care, they face him. And as Naruto stands there, Sasuke goes, just know Naruto, if it's death you want, I'll make it quick. Now Sasuke activates the curse mark over his body. It begins to spread, and as it begins to spread, Sasuke's eyes transform into the Sharingan, 3 tomos. And this is the 9 tails within Naruto begin to kind of freak out. It's like, the damn Sharingan. Naruto hears this, and the 9 tails goes to Naruto, even if you have to use all my power to beat this prince, I hate those damn things. Naruto's like, whoa, this is the first time he actually talked to me without needing to yell at me and curse at me. Are you alright there, Ninetales? And Ninetales like, focus, you idiots. And I was like, alright. And Sasuke goes, just know, Naruto, I am not going to hold back ever. Purple chakra starts to emanate around Sasuke. And he goes, I will prove once and for all that I am the strongest ninja in the village. I am more powerful than my brother, more powerful than any Uchiha before me. And Naruto's like, very interesting and commendable goal. I want to be better than my father, so that makes sense. Alright then, I accept those terms. You win, I'll happily allow you to kill me. Everyone hears that. I win, you get over yourself. You get over this lustful power isolating yourself anyway, and work with me to gain it together and help our village. Sasuke spits on the ground. Hurry up, loser. And Naruto's like, alright then. And as Naruto looking at the purple chakra emanating from Sasuke, Naruto himself, he removes the weight belts that he has on his legs and the weights that he has on his arms. He didn't show no one that he actually had weights on his arms, so he had double the weights on his entire body. And so when Naruto checks them out, he clicks his body, he shakes himself. And then Naruto looks at Sasuke, he opens his eyes, and the Ninetales chakra, well, the Ninetales eyes itself activates on Naruto's body, and the chakra emits from his entire body, and Naruto walks over. And then Sasuke, everyone's like vibing, like, whoa, the atmosphere just got thick. And the moment the Proctor says, begin, boom, Sasuke and Naruto attack, the Proctor gets seen flying. And this makes everyone's eyes begin to get blind. Everyone's watching, like, Sasuke and Naruto's clashes is epic. They can't believe it. Sasuke instantly activates his black purple Chidori, and Naruto, or his black purple lightning, his own form of lightning blade anyway. And Naruto himself, what he activates is the Rasengan, the Ninetales amplified Rasengan. They both clash immediately. The first time it sends violent energy rattling everywhere. Minato instantly sees this and he makes 4 shadow clones. Those 4 shadow clones jump around the entire arena, and they make a kind of like a weak barrier, protecting everyone from the attacks. When the 4th Kazekage sees this, slowly but surely things are moving in place where he's going to bide his time to get him. Orochimaru himself was moving himself up to where he knows he can get to the 4th Hokage and help the 4th Kazekage take him out. Well, Minato is not indestructible, that's what they know. And so, not only that, the 3rd Hokage is also present there. Bear in mind, he's also present. And so as Naruto and Sasuke are fighting, the Rasengan and the Lightning Blade repel each other, and they rush into the battle into a massive taijutsu attack. Sasuke and Naruto's attack is epic. They blow up everything. Everyone can see is their body flicker everywhere. And as Sasuke and Naruto just rattle against the area, the arena is completely destroyed within the barrier. Everyone's shocked. All they see is just extreme dust, lightning, massive chakras emanating, and then what happens is Sasuke begins to push himself even more, doing much more chaotic fireball jutsus, like majestic destroyer flames. He does that. Naruto jumps up and does his own form of massive Rasengan with the Ninetales chakra. He uses the Ninetales chakra to amplify him. He does a bigger Rasengan instinctively to block out majority of the attack. And then as Naruto stands there, Sasuke looks at him, and Sasuke goes, "You're pathetic." So Sasuke activates his full-powered curse mark state with his wings out and flies up, and he goes, "Your death is assured now, Naruto." And as Sasuke opens his hand, lightning chakra emits from Naruto's hands, Sasuke's hands, and Naruto's like, "Alright then, I'm seeing you not holding back. I'm guessing I'm gonna do the same. Let me have it, Ninetales." Boom! Remember Naruto hits this? A deep heartbeat hits Naruto. The Ninetales chakra immediately floods out. 3 tails appears around Naruto. He instantly starts to shock, his body starts to tremble in absolute pain. He instantly gets into the Ninetales stance, his teeth grow, and he gets into a real rage state. And as Sasuke looks at Naruto, bear in mind this is a far more powerful Sasuke. Naruto himself gets into the 3-tail state, and the moment they clash again, they destroy the entire barrier, sending lightning and waves of energy everywhere. And this when the Kazekage and Orochimaru take the opportunity. Kabuto summons the Genjutsu, and the horn is released for the hidden sand and the hidden sound shinobi to attack. And the moment that happens, their village is attacked immediately. The 4th Kazekage uses gold dust to grab Minato when Minato is blind, and it manages to grab him. Minato tries to move, but Orochimaru manages to also wrap him up and have a kunai to his throat. And they both pull Minato up, and the Sound 4 does the same thing, where they hold Minato, or hold the third Hokage. The third Hokage's there, and he easily helps and rallies all the shinobi to attack and destroy and will repel the fight. Naruto and Sasuke are too embroiled in their fight to notice what's going on. Their fight gets to the point where Sasuke flies away and Naruto begins to rush. And as Sasuke begins to fly away, taunting Naruto, stating that you're nothing, you can't even get to me. This is when Naruto begins to push himself. Naruto jumps in, he begins to, in a sense, kick air. Thanks to his extreme speed and strength, Naruto, in a sense, kicks air. But on a light manner to push him forward, so he has like a form of double jump. And Sasuke sees this. Naruto gets to an open area, and when Sasuke looks at him, and he sees that Sasuke shoots the fireball jutsu, Naruto grabs the Rasengan, and like how he did with Jiraiya, he throws the Rasengan straight at Sasuke's fireball jutsu. The fireball jutsu gets instantly absorbed by the Rasengan, turning into a flaming compressed Biju Rasengan. And it instantly gets to Sasuke. Sasuke tries to do a lightning blade, hits it, but it explodes on Sasuke, and Sasuke manages to use the wings to protect him, but it slightly singes him. Naruto is feeling the strain of the three tails himself. As their battle is about to continue, this is when they realize behind them. They look down, they notice that there's a massive battle in Konoha. Both Sasuke and Naruto both notice this. Sasuke gets hit, whatever. As he goes to rush to attack Naruto, this is when Naruto stops holding back. Naruto lets go of the kunai, and Sasuke appears. And Naruto, what he does is he throws a kunai right by Sasuke. Sasuke, he dodges it. And as he goes to hit Naruto powers up a Rasengan, teleports to the kunai behind Sasuke. As Sasuke notices it, he says, "What the?" And as he appears right in front of the Rasengan when Naruto left it, Naruto jumps at him. And as Sasuke goes to react to it, he doesn't react to the kunai behind him that Naruto left. But as he reacts to Naruto being behind him and the Rasengan about to hit him, Sasuke goes to put up his wings to protect him, but then Naruto smiles, he knew that was going to happen. Naruto appears right by Sasuke and slams the Rasengan into his ribs. In his open area, Sasuke gets hit so bad that Naruto compresses it and shoots Sasuke away. And as Sasuke craters into the wall, Naruto lands in front of him, powers up another Rasengan again. And as he does so, he instantly feels the strain, the struggle. And looks at Sasuke, "We don't have time for this, idiot! Our village is getting destroyed!" And Sasuke looks at Naruto, he's like... And as they both look at each other and pant, and they waver at the idea that either they continue to their death, or they help the village, one or the other. And so as Naruto and Sasuke look at each other, this is where we'll leave this one, guys. I hope you guys like this. Please like and subscribe, leave your comments down below. And if you guys can, hit that like button, guys. 50 likes, guys. Smash it. That'd be awesome, and I'll bring out part 3 tomorrow. But yeah, thank you guys for joining. I hope you guys all enjoyed this one off. And as usual, guys, this is Dr. Kahu saying peace.